Hey guys, welcome back to another PS2 Memories video. Here we are looking at a racing game by the name of Enthusia that was published by Konami and released in 2005. This game also came out at around the time of Gran Turismo 4 and even Forza on the Xbox. And what this game is, it's a simulation focused racer that is very similar to the Gran Turismo games, and it focuses more on the simulation side of racing. This game, like Gran Turismo, is focused more on driving enthusiasts that really appreciate details of car physics, performance and motion. And the game is highly realistic in the visual quality of the game, very similar to the other games as I've mentioned, while also including a lineup of hundreds of different types of cars from at least 40 different types of manufacturers. Anything from the likes of Nissan to Peugeot to Opel to Renault, Saab, Subaru, Toyota, Mazda, Mitsubishi, BMW, Mercedes, Lotus, Lancia. The list just goes on and on. Like Gran Turismo, it just has a plethora of different types of cars to choose from, all from different eras. You have likes of the iconic Japanese sports cars, from the likes of even the Honda Integra to the Toyota Supra, all the way even far back as the Lancia Delta Integrale to the Renault Alpine A110, even access to cars from Alfa Romeo like the Alfa Romeo Spider and the GTV. So there's an eclectic collection of cars available in the game, especially for fans of different brand types. As when you compare it to Gran Turismo, even from my own experience, I always had different types of brands of cars that I would personally always use when I would go into the races, and this game is no different. And you do have a great selection here that will fit your interests. But coupled with the selection of cars boasts an incredible visual representation of the game. This is easily one of the best graphically impressive games on the PS2, hands down, and definitely one of the best racers on the system in terms of its visuals. But unlike a lot of other games on the system, this game isn't as easy to pick up and play, as it is more simulation focused. There's a lot more emphasis on true driving mechanics and physics, so you do have to build up a lot of skill and practice with the different cars in the game to be able to get the most out of it. And also some really cool additional features that have been added to the game. If you've ever played Gran Turismo 2 that was on the PS1, what they done in that game was that they added in the addition of a rally mode where you could race on rally tracks with different types of rally style cars from like the Subaru Impreza, Mitsubishi Lancer and other types of rally cars from that time, even the Peugeot 206 GTI. So there's definitely enough here. If you want to just do normal street type of racing or track racing, you can do that, or if you want to, you can just jump into the rally stages and focus on the rally events. There's enough here to be able to keep you interested for a long time. And even with that, the physics of the cars do alter and change depending on which game mode that you choose to get involved with. As with the likes of the street racing or track racing, the racing be fast paced but you have more grip on the roads, whereas with rally you're racing off-road and on gravel, so it does affect the handling characteristics of the car, so you be drifting and sliding around corners. So it's up to you, the player, to be able to master the car. And again, it does take a bit of getting used to, but it is worthwhile once you get the hang of it, and it's very rewarding. The game itself did get really good reviews in the magazines, but as the years have gone on, the game has gradually faded away into almost being forgotten, if you will. When you look at the likes of the Gran Turismo series and even Forza on the Xbox, where they're still going very strong today, Enthusia is just one of those games that just, even though it is very good and is very comparable to a lot of those games from that time, it just never really hit the heights that the other games, as I've mentioned, hit, which is quite a shame really, because there's definitely a lot to offer here. And if you are a fan of a lot of those type of games, there's so much here that you'll be already familiar with that will want you to get stuck in and play it even more. But in saying that, even with all the good points in the game, like I mentioned, there are pros and cons with games like this. Visually, it's one of the most incredible looking racing games on the PS2, hands down. And for what it offers everything in abundance, but it isn't an easy game to pick up and play. If you're an absolute beginner, you will struggle with this, because everything has to be precise and focused when you're driving. You can't just go around driving, like say if you're driving an arcade game, and think that you can just get away with winning races by just driving driving the hell out of the car and just being reckless. This game requires more precision and tactics to be able to gain advantages in races, because if you don't, you'll find yourself falling behind the pack very quickly, and it's very hard to keep up. So that's where the practice does come in, and that's where you do need to focus your time and energy, and especially getting used to the handling and the feel of each car that you decide to choose in the game, because as there's so many, they all are very different. And with regards to the handling as well, some of the cars can feel, even some of the cars that you wouldn't expect, that you would expect to feel a lot better or easier to drive, tend to be quite difficult to master. Even the likes of the Lancer here, like when you're driving on a rally track, because it's set up for that, it's fine. When you're trying to use it on a tarmac surface, you find that the handling isn't as good. You sometimes feel that it's very sluggish, and you will, especially at high speeds, if you don't slow down quick enough, you'll find yourself always veering into a wall, even no matter how much you try to brake. But yet on the rally stages you can master it a lot better. But that's just comes with the physics of the game, as they are adapted to different situations. So you will get more familiar with it as the more you play it. But all in all, a very enjoyable game, and in my opinion, if you're a fan of Gran Turismo or even Forza or any of these type of simulation focused racers, you won't go wrong with having a look at Enthusia. It is a really good all-round mix. It's a forgotten classic and a real hidden gem on the system, and it really should be looked into a lot more, especially if you're looking for branded type of cars and you really like visual aesthetics in games. This is definitely one of the best ones out there for the system, and it still looks just as good today as it's ever done, so it is worth a look. And I'd love to know your thoughts of this game if you've played it yourself, and if so, what do you think of it? Do you think it's as good as Gran Turismo, or do you think maybe not so much? Be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, where I do provide other reviews and gameplay videos of similar games released on the PlayStation 2, then be sure to leave a like on the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be updated whenever future videos are released. And again, also be sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel where I have provided similar type of videos where I share my thoughts and experiences with everyone. So make sure to check them out, and I will see you all over in the next one.